My boyfriend stole a stranger's ice cream because someone dared him.
I double dog dare you.
I guarantee you he went, it's just a prank, bro.
It's just a prank, brother. But we were walking around this evening, and he, the boyfriend, I believe, mentioned wanting to get ice cream, hadn't brought any money, and neither had I. We usually take a walk after dinner and don't buy stuff during it unless we decided beforehand that we wanted to get something that night. By the way, this comes from Catmunist Manifesto on the r/OK Storytime.
That's a great name.
So, as we're walking past a group of people, he made a sudden movement to the side and then started running in the opposite direction, full speed. I wonder what could have happened. Yo, what are you doing,
He made
bro?
a move.
What? It was so fast. I hadn't seen exactly what he did. People were saying things like "Holy crap" and "OMG." Another guy said, "He took my ice cream." And that's when I realized what had happened. He had effing stolen this guy's ice cream on a busy street.
Wow.
I was absolutely shocked and mortified. Everyone around us had seen it or else quickly got told about it. They were staring and pointing down the street where he was still running.
There's the ice cream bandit. Get him.
Get him off
There he
the
is.
side. Oh my God. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I apologized repeatedly to the man whose ice cream he grabbed. I apologized repeatedly to the man whose ice cream he'd grabbed, then said I was going to go find him and got myself out of there. Utterly humiliating. Well, he'd nearly made it back to the house in that time. I got there a few minutes later and found out that he had been crouched in the stairway, fiercely eating the ice cream out of the cup. He scrambled when he heard me coming, dropping the ice cream everywhere. He literally left the cup on the stairs and ran away from me up to our apartment. They lived together. So there you go.
And I assume no words have been exchanged yet either.
Yeah.
Just silent, primal fear eyes.
But I had the key. So he was just standing there when I got up there. I, of course, demanded an explanation. He had the balls to deny that he had done anything. I've done nothing wrong.
That wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
That was another beast.
Maybe this guy is somehow on a real life hard mode.
Yes.
Where someone was like, the next person you see eating ice cream, you have to take it and then deny you did anything.
Yes. So he insisted he didn't know what I was talking about. I sort of lost it and just started yelling at him. The cup is down the stairs. Your hands and mouth are covered in the ice cream. A dozen people literally saw you snatch it right out of a guy's hand. What the F do you mean you don't know? He then changed his story and said that it was just a joke. There it is.
It was just a prank, bro.
It was just a prank.
It was just a prank, bro.
He decided to reenact a YouTube prank video. Or a random stranger? How is that a prank? After I let us inside, I kept asking what makes him think that that's okay to do. And he changed the story again. Bro is layered. Okay, he's very complex.
Bro has two wolves inside of him.
Yeah.
One wolf wants ice cream.
And those dogs are barking.
And the other, I guess, is a liar. I don't know. None of this is making any sense. What's going on?
Well, here's the new explanation, okay? This time, he said he doesn't know why he did it. It was just an urge. I didn't even know what to say, so I told him I needed some time to myself. I'm seriously disturbed. He's got no good reason. This is completely out of character for him. He's always very mild, reserved, and treats people, especially me, very kindly. He's the last person I had thought would do something like this. What do I do next to figure out what the F that was about? How can I know if he's even being honest? Opie has some relevant comments.
Really quick here, like there is a way to do this where it's you're not a villain. Like the way to do it is certainly not run away with the stranger's ice cream and eat it alone in a stairwell. It's like maybe take the ice cream, eat it in front of the guy, and then you go, no, this was like a social experiment. Here's like $25.
Okay.
And even then, it's still like very close to the edge of like, this is what are you doing? The fact that there's there's nothing. This is just for him. It's like, I don't know. Also, you leave the ice cream intact. Like you don't just, I don't know what this guy was thinking, but there's a way to do it where you're not the villain and he did it the wrong way. This guy's breaking my brain, man.
Well, we might have some explanation that may or may not help us figure this out.
Wait, I just really quick, the only way this is acceptable is if he got paid to do it because this was secretly an episode of Impractical Jokers. And that's it. That's all. That's it. Because then that's it. I'll leave it at that.
That's it. That's the only thing Dakota will accept.
Impractical Jokers.
Well, OP is added in the comments. So adding this to a top comment so anyone still following will see. Last night, I asked him again what he was thinking. He said, Jesus, I don't know. I already told you. Oh, God. I said I couldn't accept that answer because it's not a real answer. I told him we needed to talk about it because after reading some comments, some of the comments last night, I needed to know if something was going on with him mentally. He said it wasn't. I started naming possible things he could be stressed about, like job, family, money, and he said it was all going fine. And to my knowledge, that's true. If something's going on, then he's hiding it well. He was visibly annoyed by my questioning, and when I eventually asked if he realized how bizarre it was, he snapped, "Who effing cares? Please stop bothering me. I'm busy."
Okay, now this is when you just go, I'll stop bothering you forever because I'm breaking up with you.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's for real. Like, there's no going back from that now.
Yeah.
I don't care what explanation you have after that. Goodbye forever.
Sayonara.
Yeah.
He refused to talk about it anymore after that, but has been talking about other stuff as normal. It's like he's just pretending that it never happened. If it hadn't happened, there's nothing about his behavior right now that would be weird to me. So now I feel like I'm crazy if I just bring it up anymore. I don't know if I need to just forget about it like he is or what. I'm still stunned and very confused. We have some more relevant comments here from Alma00019 who says, if he had a lapse in judgment and thought it was a funny prank, then I feel like he would be laughing when you found him and being all like, dude, did you see the look on their faces? Ha ha ha, want some ice cream, babe? Instead, the way you wrote it, it sounds like he was furiously eating the ice cream he stole and then ran away from you when he saw you coming. So he wasn't doing it as a joke. The way you write it sounds like he was manic, like an animal completely going on instinct.
Yes. Like the spirit of a chimpanzee just inhabited his body.
Bro. He wanted ice cream that badly that he grabbed someone's ice cream out of their hand, hightailed it home, and started shoveling it down his throat greedily and then ran away once he saw you coming. All of that sounds so insane, I don't even know what to say. I think he's probably embarrassed and doesn't want to talk about it. If it was a psychotic episode or something tied to mental illness, I wouldn't expect him to know/realize this. So asking him, did you have a psychotic episode? Do you have a history of mental illness? Isn't going to be very fruitful, and it will just make him more defensive. You have to get him to see a professional, but don't be accusatory or make him feel like he's crazy. OP responds to this comment. Yes, the way you describe it is exactly how it happened. He wasn't laughing at any point. When he was trying to convince me it was a joke, he sounded more defensive and panicky than amused with himself. If I can't tell him about the possibility of a psychotic episode, then how can I get him to see someone? He won't see any reason to go. We have what I believe is our final update. This is our final update here.
Please give us something.
Do we break up?
They better. Are you serious?
We have one final update for him to prove he's worth it.
Let's get it.
So I finally got the explanation from him yesterday.
Okay.
It's all going to be revealed. Turns out that he was in a Discord server chat where all the members dare each other to humiliate themselves by doing outlandish things in public that they would never do. He told me he's left the group because the experience was really stressful to him.
What? You know what's really stressful? Not just saying that from the very beginning, dude.
How was that hard? I don't understand.
Still breaking up with this guy at Mach 15. I am breaking up with this guy. And also, he needs to go to the moon. All right, I don't think he's earned the sun. I don't think he's earned the Oort cloud, but my God, he needs to go to the moon and look at the earth and say, please let me back.
Give him a moon.
I promise I won't do anything like this again. To the moon with this one.
Send him. Get him out of here.
He
told me he's left the group because the experience was really stressful to him. Not exciting like he thought it would be when he joined. It was the first time that he'd taken one of the dares. He said that afterwards, he just didn't know what to say and couldn't believe that he'd actually done it. Oh, I saddened myself. By the way, if you want to unsadden yourself, you can join us live every weekday at 3 p.m. PST. Tap our profile. We're live on Facebook, on YouTube, TikTok. You go watching? Join.
And don't forget the Twitch babies.
Don't forget.
We know you're out there.
We know you're out there.
We love you all.
So, yeah, you're still team just dump him.
I'm honestly, this is one of the worst explanations it could have ever been. Is that there's no reason for him to not. He's just like, I didn't know what to say. It's like, you say it's a prank. What?
I will say this, and I think you're going to hate me. I would, I think he's on probation, and like any slip up that happens, like, okay, horrible explanation, horrible reason, stupid. Why did you not tell me all of those things? Like, look, you embarrassed me, like all those things. You can never do that again. If it happened, I guess, one time, and maybe I'm like thinking about it in terms of my own relationship, but I'm like, if it happened one time,
it does depend on how long you've been together, what your actual, how tightly knit you are.
Yeah.
If this is someone you've been dating for like a couple months,
get him out of it.
To the moon.
Yeah, to the moon.
And you know what? You said probation. It's like technically that's on our cosmic ranking scale of like people's naughtiness. Like the moon is essentially probation. You go to the moon, and then you get to come back to Earth after you stay there for a while and realize how absolutely ridiculous your decisions and behavior were.
Yes.
So I think break up with this guy, right?
Yep.
And then if he really does try to make it up to you, maybe you consider letting him back if that's something you want. But honestly, I don't think I'd ever be able to look at the guy the same way again.
That's perfectly fair. I totally understand anyone that couldn't stay with him again.
Every time you see ice cream in public with him, you're like, are you gonna do it?
Yeah, trauma.
Every time I see ice cream for the rest of my life, regardless, I'm gonna think of this guy.
Yeah.
You've now imprinted a permanent memory upon ice cream for me.
I don't know. OP did say that like he's a good guy. Like he's never done anything. Like he's very reserved.
That's what I was saying.
I'm like, he's like, what drove him to do this?
I don't know.
I guess if this is the one, but you know what honestly happens with so many of these stories, I feel like, is they're like, oh, they're the most perfect person, and then proceeds to describe the worst thing anyone's ever done, and then it's like, oh, but also like they suck in all these other areas. So like, okay, so they're terrible.
Yeah,
they're like, they're amazing, except they kicked my mom down a flight of stairs, and actually they're like really terrible and they like hate me and they like are a horrible partner too. So it's like,
yeah.
I feel like this guy falls in that category. If he does, get him out of here. I'm totally good with dumping him. I wouldn't be mad at anyone who dumped him.
Yeah.
But to finish out, he was extremely apologetic for acting like a lunatic, causing me to worry about him. We had a long talk about it last night. I believe he genuinely regrets it. He knows that what a stupid F up that it was. Not much else to say, really. Just wanted to come back now that I got all the answers. Thank you to everyone who tried to make sense out of it in the original post and who gave me advice for talking with him. It looks like, at least as of now, at least where we've left it, they are staying together.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would break as soon as the like, oh, we're still talking about this? Drop it. That's when I leave instantaneously.
Because you already...
Like, first of all, sir, who on earth do you think you're talking to?
Ooh.
You just like went full Gollum mode, stole a stranger's ice cream, and now you have the nerve to be like, shut up, we're not talking about it. You're right, because I'm leaving forever. Like, Go to the moon still to the moon with this one. Still to the moon. I don't care how remorseful he is. He could be remorseful on the moon and then come back.
That's the whole point.
A little bit. But he has to go to the moon.
That's the whole point of it.
Discord.
Discord. Our
Ooh.
little TikTok sound dance. Ooh. Yeah, our Discord would never.
No, our Discord would never.
Right?
Never. I would
Never,
hope.
Ever, ever.
I would hope never. Yeah.
I like the plan.
Yeah.
I'm super on board. I'm super on board for this
To the
plan.
moon.
To the moon.
I just don't think. And look, clearly, OP is more cued into their relationship and how much of it would be, how worth it would be to stay with this guy. Yeah, but I can't imagine.
With everything we have, he's not a keeper.
I can't.
Everything, all the
imagine.
context we have, he's not a keeper.